Where'd your name come from?
Kenisha is actually my birth name. And we just abbreviated it for short because it's so many letters. You know, my real name is Keneisha. So why not shorten it up, you know, for the stage, make it Kenisha. You know, that's usually what my nieces and nephew call me, Kenish and Kenisha. So I actually got it from my niece. They used to walk around when she was little calling me Kenish, Kenish. And so we just, you know, decided to do it, you know, just a short abbreviation of my actual name. So it's my actual name.
Where are you from?
I am from small town Lumberton, Mississippi. Big town. Yeah, that's where I was raised. I was born in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, but I was raised right there in Lumberton, Mississippi.
Give me a tour of your big small town, if you could.
Okay.
For someone that's never been there before, let's start with the food. Favorite food spot in the city?
Oh my gosh.
The town, I should say.
Okay, I'm gonna say Wards. I'm gonna have to give it to Wards. If y'all don't know what a Wards is, it's the home of the big one, the best chili burger there is. So you got Wards. That would be the main spot. You know, if anybody comes to Lumberton, you know, they ask me where can we eat at. That's probably like the only spot. Wards. You can go to the gas station and get some chicken. They got some good chicken. You can get your pizza. And we've also got a place called Realest. And, you know, it's a little Italian eatery. You got some seafood there. You got some soul food. You like some country fried steaks, you know. You can go over there and get they're pretty big and they're, you know, got some good prices. But them shrimp po' boys off the chain now. Hey.
What about the nightlife? Are there any nightclubs out there?
Man, everything closes down at 10 o'clock. There's absolutely no nightlife in Lumberton, Mississippi. Only nightlife you get if you go walking around after 10 o'clock or lurking after 10 o'clock, you might go to jail. You know, we have to put a curfew sometimes because they, you know, at one point they was trying to break in folks' houses and stuff. And so they had to do a little curfew because everybody wanted to be fighting and stuff. You know, like, you know, especially in the summertime. But they've gotten a little better, I guess. We don't have a curfew now, but there's absolutely entirely no nightlife. The nightlife is inside your house. Yeah, unless you go to Hattiesburg, you might find a little bit of nightlife. I don't know about throughout the week, but by 12 o'clock, everything's shut down in Hattiesburg too.
So anything else interesting that you would recommend someone visit when visiting that town? Anything else that stick out, or is first time in the town? Would you recommend anything else? Any other spots?
First time in the town, I don't think I'd recommend. The only thing I'd recommend in the town is maybe, you know, if anybody coming to a little league sport activity or any kind of sports activity, that's about like the main thing Lumberton has going is, you know, the sports department, the athletic department. Now, we was 2A championship. Our football team, high school football team, we won the 2A state championship 2 years in a row, a couple of years back. I think we won it again a couple of years back. And, you know, we have some talented athletes. I can give it that. And if you want some, you know, good soul food and some good greens and some fresh produce, you can come on right there to my daddy's backyard. We got all kind of fruit trees, every fruit tree you could think of. Citrus trees. He has a greenhouse full of citrus trees, you know, kumquats, lemons. He made some lemon/oranges last year, and they was like off the chain. So only place I would recommend if you do come is my daddy's backyard, because he's a green thumb. He has every fruit tree, muscadine vines, straight country.
Now let's take it back a little bit. What type of student were you in school?
I was, you could say I was like the average, but I was like a lot to myself. I didn't really have a circle. You know, I was more to myself, and I hung with like certain people, but I didn't have like that circle. You know, I was like very outgoing. I was you know, I wasn't confined to like one group of people. You know, I pretty much associated with everybody. You know, I was that outgoing. Like my 12th grade year, I received the most outgoing for Who's Who and the best all around. I was runner-up for Miss LHS, and I was also homecoming queen. and which was pretty cool. But that lets you know I was like the, most, like I was just very outgoing. And I was drum major. I was in show choir, and I pretty much knew everybody. And plus, my daddy was coach there. And so, everybody usually call me Coach Fairley, which was not my name, but they called me Coach Fairley because my dad was Coach Fairley. So I just went along with it. I'm like, yes, I'm Coach Fairley.
Jobs you had growing up, if any?
Oh, the main one I would talk about, yes, I've had a lot of jobs growing up. Well, I didn't have any during high school. The only job I had during high school was playing piano at church. That was my little income. I was playing keys for, my first church was Morning Star Baptist Church, and I was playing keys there. And that was like my first actual little job I would get paid for. But I would say, if we want to talk about jobs, I'd have to say Disney World was my best. When I went to college, I went on the Disney World internship, and I worked at Magic Kingdom up in the ice cream shops, which was pretty cool. I got to meet a lot of different people from a lot of different countries, and I learned how to talk, a little Spanish. If you talk about ice cream in Spanish, I know everything about it. That was a fun job because we got to go to all the parks for free. So like on my off days, I'd go to the parks and play. Before I work, I'd go in the parks and play. I played so much. Oh my gosh, it was really fun. I spent a lot of time in the parks. I really did. And most of the jobs from there, I wanted to get into the entertainment part, but being an internship, you kind of had to stay where, they put you for like a certain amount of time, but I only stayed for like a year, and went back to Mississippi and had kids.
Any crazy customer stories dealing with that job?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, it had a lot of crazy customers. One lady got mad at me because she asked me, did we have strawberry ice cream? And I told her, no. Then I was like, well, we have strawberry sherbet. And she got so mad at me. And I'm like, she got mad at me because I told her, no, that's the same thing. You trying to be smart with me? I was like, no, ice cream and sherbet is totally different. She said, she asked for my manager and everything. I'm like, oh, Lord. And so I had to go get my manager, and she was just mad because I said we didn't have strawberry ice cream, but we had strawberry sherbet. I'm like, hey, isn't that different? So why would you get mad? But then, like, it would be kind of difficult when I'm talking to, like, a person that's from, like, a different country. When we trying to understand each other, that would get kind of crazy. And I'm like, hold on, you He would be, like, saying something else, and I'd be like, trying to say what he's saying. He was like, no, that's not right. I was like, well, what is it then? I just had to get something to make him write it down, or, until I figured out exactly what they were saying. I started studying. After a while being there, you kind of get used to the same questions being asked. But that's about as crazy it got, is people just being difficult. Other than that, it was a pretty cool, I used to work for Parental Mental Health. And I dealt with a lot of crazy clients, of course, because we was at a mental facility. It was a mental doctor. And I worked with one, at one place they transferred me to. It was like a guy sitting on the couch, and he had his earphones on. He was just chilling, just cool. And there was like another guy from the clubhouse sitting on the other side waiting for his appointments. Now they just sitting there waiting to see the doctor. This dude just got up and ran across and started whooping on this other dude. And man, immediately I just got my bar and closed up my window. Now look, and he just like when I turned around to look, he stopped and was like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. Oh man, I ran out of there, and I'm like, doctor, will you please hurry up and go see this boy? So that was crazy. I was ready to quit after that. And I used to work for another state school with a mental client, and I got slapped. And that was the day I quit. A woman slapped me, and I was trying to break up a fight between her and another client. The other client was in a wheelchair, so she really couldn't defend herself. All she could do was swing her arms, and this woman could, was another woman, was a shorter woman, and she could definitely beat up the other girl. And I'm like, man, please stop. You're not supposed to be doing this. And she was like, I'll slap the hell out of you. I was like, you ain't gonna slap. Before I can even get that out of my mouth, she went, pow. And I couldn't even believe she slapped me at first. I was like, did she just slap me? Did you just slap me? So I had to go walk off, and I kept asking myself that, did she just slap me? I walked off, I grabbed my purse and keys, and I told the supervisor, she just slapped me, and I got in my car and I left.
What's the worst thing you put your parents through?
Oh my gosh, man. Oh, what kind of questions are these? The worst thing I could say I probably put my parents through was probably now. Them having to keep my kids. That's probably the worst thing they're going through right now, having to keep my children while I'm on the road. But growing up, they had to deal with me and my, attitude. And I wasn't really difficult, as growing up, because I was the type of girl that liked to stay in my room, and I did music all the time. So I stayed behind the doors. I wasn't into a partying club and back in high school. I was, mostly inside trying to learn how to record and learn how to play this song and learning music. So I wasn't very difficult until I tried to be fast and, trying to get these boyfriends and stuff. But they I would kind of respect them because my daddy didn't play. Coach Fairley didn't play that, so I kind of respected them. But I'm probably putting them through more now, as an adult and having 3 kids, because of the fact they have to keep my kids. That's probably putting them through a whole lot more right now than the past, So, yeah, they get it pretty good with my kids, them 3. Whew, they something serious. I know my mom and them, they catch a handful with them. So, yeah.
What's your message to the youth?
Stay positive. Stay positive. We're living in a world now where, we're surrounded by negative things, surrounded by, mostly when you see on the news, on TV, just all kind of negative stuff, negative vibes everywhere, from your family, to the church, to the everywhere. It's all kind of negative vibes. But my advice to the youth is to stay positive. Whatever you want to do in life, whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, stay positive. Stay focused. I'm always told to stay focused. Stay focused on that dream. Don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it. No matter what your circumstance is, you can do anything you wish to achieve. So whatever you want to do, whatever you plan on doing, whatever you want to be, stay positive and do it. It's up to you. You will only stop yourself if you don't. And don't let nobody else tell you different. You can do it. You can do it. Stay positive.
Let's talk about music for a little bit.
Okay.
What do you hate the most about the music industry?
What I hate the most is the repetition of it. It's a lot of work. It's very stressful. Don't get me wrong. It's a whole lot of work. It's very time consuming. You have to make sure you're on your A ground. You have to make sure you're in your Q's and P's, whatever that means. But I would say the time that you have to put in it would be the worst thing. But at the same time, you putting time into doing something that you love also. And it can take away from your family. It can take away from spending time with, people who's important with you the most. It's definitely, you definitely have to make sacrifices when it comes to time. But if you be consistent and stay on top of your game, it'll all pay off. So, that's what I would have to say would be the worst thing about the music business and being in the music industry is time, time that you have to invest in what you're doing. But it all pays off. It's all worth it.
Top 3 things you need in the studio.
A microphone, a computer, and a beat. Microphone, you got to have a microphone. Well, sometimes you can just have a computer and make it happen. But if you want a professional studio, if you want your stuff to sound good, make sure you got a computer, microphone, and some type of music to sing with or to rap to. Need some type of beat. That's about it. That's basically all you need in the studio. We can make it happen. We can make something roll. Just have a microphone, a computer, and a beat.
Craziest studio story, if you have one.
Let's see. I have a lot of them. Let me see which one I'm gonna choose. Oh my gosh, I was working with Tony T, and this right here, this will be the craziest one to me. We was doing This Christmas. Tony T from Macomb with Unreal Studio Picks and Tunes, real talented producer, my favorite. We was redoing an album, Christmas mix CD, and I was doing This Christmas, and I guess I don't know, Tony had gotten drunk, and he just got into good conversation with the people behind him, and I was just singing, and he made me sing the song over and over and over and over, and I'm like, I just did it. He was like, I ain't hear you, and every time I start, he'll stop and turn around and talk, then he'll turn around and make me do it again because he didn't hear me. I'm like, I did the song probably like 100 times. I had to have. And I'm like, Tony, I done did it. And when he did mix it down, when I did hear the song, and I'm like, I don't remember doing none of that because I did so many. I was like, oh my gosh, I called him crazy producer. Because he was just talking. Then when I did stop, he said, you through already? I'm like, yes, I'm through. Now I ain't hear you. Do it again. I'm like, no. But we made it work, and the song came out very, very good, better than I expected. And we also did a video to it, which is on YouTube. So go check it out. And it's called This Christmas. This Christmas.
What's the realest shit you ever wrote so far in your whole collection?
Ooh, this song I got out called Please. Well, on the CD, I think it's called Scorn. Is it Scorn on the CD or it's Please? It's either Please or Scorn. They're both the same songs, but my manager renamed it, but I called it Please. And it was just basically talking about being heartbroken by, a guy that's, okay, we meet a guy, putting it from first person, say, okay, I met this guy, and when I finally meet him, I met him, and he's been trying to get at me like all this time, all these years. And I finally give him a chance, and he messes over me when I actually give in to him and give him the time and give him the opportunity. Everything starts off good, but next thing you know, he started acting, like the rest of them did me, because I'm trying to be careful not to be in the same situation that I was in before. And, trying to set my standards, trying to stay, in that standard lane. I actually opened up my heart and give in to this guy. And he finally comes in, and I let him in, and he comes in and just tear my world apart. I hear from him, he's taking me out this first week, and I give in to him, and then next thing you know, I don't hear nothing from him for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then he hit me back up again, be like, like he just talked to me yesterday, and I'm like, I haven't heard from you in 3 weeks, and then you hear that I done moved on. You want to call me all kind of thoughts and this and that, but I'm not hearing from you. What you expect me to do, just sit there and wait? But, my thing was, you guys, you can't go around doing us good women like that. There are women out there that's actually trying to do right, that's actually trying to do good. You don't find very many, they got that song called These Hoes Ain't Loyal. But, there are actually some loyal people out there, that actually try, that actually want to do right, that actually, that commits to love, and that, all they need is that one person. But, if you keep turning your back on me, what you expect? And that was like the realest song I wrote, called Please. And it's like, you just cannot go around doing us good women like that, because it ruins us. And you wonder why there aren't that many good women out there now, because, we done dealt with this heartbreak with this guy promising us this, and then next thing you know, he doesn't come through with the promise, and it's heartbreaking. It hurts. It really does. Not speaking from my situation, looking at other situations, the stuff that my sisters done been through, the stuff that my friends done been through when they dealing with guys, even guys that deal with women that has left them, not just saying it from a woman point of view. Guys been through it too. There are some good guys out there, that fall for these unloyal type women, these women that just want them for their money, they don't do them no good. You can't go out there doing the good men like that. You can't go out there doing the good women like that, That was the realest song I wrote, and it's actually on my my CD now.
What are your keys to success?
Key to success is consistency and not letting others get in your head. You know, not allowing other people to stop you, not allowing the outside to get inside. You know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're here to do. You know your purpose. You know what you need to do. You do it. Do not let anybody stop you. You know, consistency is the thing. Starting something, then stopping is like baking and it's like baking a cake, and it's not. You know, you turn the stove off before it's done. You know, everything is a process. You know, everything you start is going to take time for it to process. And during that process, it definitely gets hard. It definitely gets, rough. But consistency is the key. You got to stay in the oven until it's done, until you're done, until you're baked. So that is definitely the key to my key to success is consistency. Staying on top of your game, being there. Just don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody make you lose focus. Just consistency, basically.
So what you got going on right now?
What we have going on right now is my EP, Kanisha. We just put it out last week. It has 4 wonderful songs on it. I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to. Most of them are about relationship. They're definitely about relationship. The first song, How You Feel About Me. I Need to Know How You Feel About Me. Then I got The Next Time, which I produced, the beat, the track, and the song. And the other one, Please, the one I just got done telling y'all about, the real song. I produced that track also, and I wrote the song. And Countdown, I wrote the song. And that's actually a pop song. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody will enjoy. I wrote that song off a past experience. Yes, you listen to the song, and it's based off a past experience. And it's just basically telling you, I want to do it again. It's kind of like The Next Time, Countdown starting at 10, let's do it again. It's one of those songs you can hear playing on Super Bowl, And you can find this EP, you can go to iTunes, and you can find it on there. I'll go on my page, Kanisha, on Facebook. You can find it on there, purchase it on there, or just simply inbox me, and I got you. And this is what we got going on. So check it out. Check it out.